It was another grim day for General Motors. The company was accused by U.S. lawmakers of fostering a culture of cover-up. The committee is investigating why it took more than a decade for GM to address a defect linked to 13 deaths, including a Canadian. Tonight, we're learning more details about that victim. The story from our Washington bureau chief, Eric Sorensen.
Even as accidents and deaths mounted, GM held back what it knew. As recently as last year, Quebecer Danny Dubuc-Marquis was killed when his GM Cobalt crashed, likely related, says Transport Canada, to ignition problems. GM admits it knew that ignition switches could shut off from the simple weight of a keychain. Today, U.S. senators zeroed in on GM's cost calculations.
We now know that it would only cost $2 to repair. $2.
What was GM thinking?
The culture of the company at that time had more of a cost culture focus.
A cold cost-benefit analysis would be nothing new.
Pinto, the new little carefree car from Ford.
In the 1970s, Ford's new Pinto was anything but carefree. Tests showed the gas tank could explode when rear-ended. Ford calculated a design fix would cost $137 million. While cost for damages for an estimated 180 burn deaths and other injuries would be $50 million.
Ford decided it was cheaper for them to pay off the families of the dead than to fix the problem. Do you know if GM ever used this kind of cost-benefit analysis in its history? Do you know?
If it was used not for a safety item, it would be unacceptable.
With families of victims looking on, senators gave voice to their outrage.
This, to me, is not a matter of acceptability. This is criminal deception.
Leo and Mary Ruddy's daughter, 21-year-old Kelly, was killed in a Cobalt 4 years ago. They are furious, especially if GM costed the fixes.
There isn't any amount of money in the world that can replace my child.
The Ruddys, like the father of Danny Dubuc-Marquis, say they aren't letting this go until GM is held accountable in what critics decry as society's corporate culture that puts profit ahead of human lives. Eric Sorensen, Global News, Washington.